adventure time. Come grab your friends, we're going to very distant lands with Shpimp the dog and Hodor the human. The fun will never end, it's adventure time.
She can't do that. Shoot her or something.
Hey. Bro, don't shoot me, bro. Don't shoot me.
Jag fattar,
What is up, ladies and gentlemen?
Hello.
And welcome to the Hanime Fan Club. I'm your host, Shpimpasta, and joining me today is the man, the myth, the legend,
Hodor again.
Hodor again.
If you see that, we started actually with Adventure Time, and then we had, of course, because she can't do that. Shoot her or something.
Classic prequel meme. Shout out to Viceroy Gunray.
Yeah.
So Hodor, what did you think about my musical abilities here?
Amazing, truly amazing.
Truly amazing. You know, some people call me the CEO of singing. Shout out to that person. But I think now I've officially earned the title of CEO of Guitars.
Yeah.
What do you think? Yes or no?
We call you Little Guitar.
No, bro. Now people are gonna start people are fucking gonna call me that now, bro. That's not okay.
I cursed you for the rest of
my
existence.
You did curse me for the rest of existence. That being said, though, it is adventure time with Shpimp the dog and Hodor the human. So you know, if anybody fancies making some fan art or a meme of that, be my guest. That would be really fun to see.
Yeah.
Somebody crack a go at that. But yeah, so a little guitar here. And what the fuck are you? What are you, bruh? What's your new name? Big Chungus.
Viceroy Hodor.
Viceroy Hodor. Bruh, little guitar and Viceroy Hodor.
Just replace the face of Gunray with some like
Oh my fucking god. Alright, so what shall we talk to this podcast episode, unlike the last one, we don't have a fucking plan. We just know that every time we go to record a podcast, we got the studio for 4 hours, so we figure let's record multiple episodes so that, you know, we can always kind of stay ahead of the schedule. Especially now that we're both gonna be starting school relatively soon, you know, it's nice to stay ahead of the schedule. But we don't really have a plan. So I thought, fuck it. By the time this podcast episode airs, it will have been like 2 weeks ago. But as of right now, the Star Wars anime trailer just dropped like 2 days ago. So let's talk about that, because we were talking about the Star Wars anime on like episode 6 or 5 of the podcast. And now they released the trailer, so we can just quickly give some updated thoughts on it.
Continue to be hyped, because we talked about it before. Like everything seems good. Like seriously. Yeah.
If you watched or listened to the previous podcast when we were talking about it, we were really fucking excited, and that hype still stands, because holy shit, that looked epic. I've looked at the trailer so many times now, and it is amazing. It looks so good. The different episodes there's like clearly a difference between every single short story, both aesthetically and, you know, what kind of a story they're trying to tell. Some of them are very, very action oriented. Some of them have, you know, more simple but very fluid, nice animation, like for example from Studio Trigger did Kill la Kill. But then we've also got some really fucking detailed and really samurai looking shit from what I'm assuming is the studio. I'm not sure that this is the episode that studio did, but based on how everything looks, I'm guessing it's the studio that did the JoJo CGI openings, and all of it just looks so fucking good.
I mean, every studio, I think every episode.
Everything in that trailer looked good.
I mean, like, but
the two that I thought looked the most fucking hype was that one, and the one the Studio Trigger is doing with, you know, the girl with the 6 arms.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I saw a meme today on TikTok. So there's this kind of meme sound that goes like, it's something like, Jeremy, is this drugs? And then he's like, it's better than drugs. It's from Japan! And people kind of, make different memes, and and they were like, is this General Grievous? Nah, it's better than General Grievous. It's Waifu Grievous!
It's like fucking...
Bro, we can have General Grievous waifu. Like, imagine if a shorty had 6 arms, bro. Like, what the fuck the
It's
arms
actually
do,
quite
bro?
believable. Remember Bowser?
Bro, holy shit. It's from Japan!
Yep, the Japanese, yes. Okay, let's change that to
Yeah,
that.
this is some great Dojin material right here. Alright, that being said, though, yeah, I'm so fucking excited for
We
this.
just must wait, pretty much.
Yeah, but we don't have to wait that.
Nah,
It's
one more.
literally it's airing the 22nd September. That is next month.
Yeah.
As of recording this, it's the 19th of August right now. Recording this, which means that it's pretty much just a month until then, and
We will probably actually... There's a chance later... Nah. We'll probably talk about it on a podcast, actually.
okay.
Yeah, sometime in the future.
But yeah, it's airing so fucking soon.
Right.
Like, by the time this podcast releases, let's see here. This episode right here will be released on the 30th. Yeah.
It will be...
So August 30th. So then it will be less than a month left. Just fucking crazy.
like
bro.
a half a month.
Yeah. Half a month. It will be released on the day where I actually... So, my university, on the 26th, I will be having an intro day.
Yeah.
On Zoom. And, I mean, that intro day will have already been by the time this podcast releases, because I think my classes start on the 30th? I'm not sure if my classes start then, or if the kickoff week starts then, with just partying and shit. But something starts on the 30th, alright? I don't fucking know. I've gotten so little information from my school. But on the 27th, though, I'm gonna be working, which is something I'm really, really excited for. I haven't told anybody about this yet. I will probably tell them before this episode releases. But on the 27th, which will have already been by the time this releases, I'm going to be working on Kristallen again. So, as most of you guys probably know at this point, during my fucking gap year from university, or between high school and university, the first 6 months, I did an internship at a production company that does TV, and one of the the first production I was on was Kristallen, which is essentially like the Swedish Emmys. It's an award show for Swedish TV. And apparently, I was so fucking good that they wanted to bring me back to help out on the 27th when they're shooting it for this year. That being said, though, this time I'm not an intern. This time I'm being hired.
Yeah.
Genuinely hired. So, I'm somewhat of a freelancer now, I'm just
Plus,
getting hired and
the
shit.
biggest advantage is also that because this is not the entire year, you don't work here
Yeah, it's just one day,
Yeah,
and
I
I
mean-
get paid, and it's fucking great.
Yeah, you get paid. Yeah, it's a pretty good deal, actually.
It's a really good deal.
I mean,
And also, the fact that they wanted to bring me back so badly that they are paying me and all that shit. Like, when they first contacted me, I thought they were just gonna be like, yo, can you do us a favor and just be with this one day for free? I thought that was genuinely what it was gonna be, but no, they are hiring me, bro. And that is exciting, because if they are willing to hire me, they must think I'm doing a good job. So if I do a good job at this job as well, hopefully I can get hired more.
Yeah.
Which would be a nice side hustle
Yeah.
to just get some money here and there,
Yeah, and,
and
probably,
also
yeah,
get a foot into the entertainment industry even more.
Yeah, plus you don't need to worry about actually, because if you do freelancing a little
Yeah,
here and there, then you don't need to worry about your streams. Like, you can actually continue streaming, because it's
True.
like 1 day per month or something like that. It's not like you're
True.
working 8 hours
Yeah.
per week.
because
per week.
one thing that I got to learn while I was doing my internship there is that in this industry, as long as it's possible, they like to bring back people that they already know to productions, because a lot of times we would have hard times finding cameramen, and as a last resort, we could always, try to find new ones. But the number one priority was to always bring back editors and cameramen to work on a project that we'd already worked with before. So if you've worked with them, they like your work, you have a way higher chance, or a bigger chance of getting called in again compared to somebody who they've never worked with.
That's quite often happens in film when they're making movies and all that, because you often have a director and he knows a lot of people. They call him up and like, oh yeah, I want your help to make this movie, for example.
Yeah, because like when you're making shows like this, and especially on the shooting day, it is a fucking tight schedule. And then it is really good to bring in people that you already know that you can work with. You've seen them in action, you know that they can get shit done, and you already have a chemistry with them. I was with on one shoot when there was new people brought in that they had never worked with, and it was kind of like clashing, because it was a tight schedule and all that, and we didn't know how they were going to handle that, and the chemistry wasn't there between all the people working. So yeah, it's really crucial to get people in that you know can get the shit done, and that you know that you can like vibe with and have chemistry with, so that there's no unnecessary conflict that happens. Because on a day like that, shit is happening like that, especially now with COVID, and there's like special, like before when they shoot Kristallen, they have all of the people in the audience, everybody's in the room at the same time. Now with COVID, they're handing out the prizes for each prize category is handed out separately. So the only people in the room when they're handing out the best picture prize are the people who are nominated for that. The only people there when they're handing out the best actor are the best actors, so there's constantly people moving in and out of rooms. It's fucking hectic. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, but I'm just really glad that I got this opportunity again, because that shows that they know what's up, bro. They know that I can get shit done, and I'm gonna do that shit, and it's fucking awesome. But by the time this podcast airs, I will have already done the job. But yeah, that's gonna be epic.
Very nice.
So Hodor, do you wanna talk about something?
Yeah, probably. Actually, that's a question, because I'm actually talked about this before.
Yeah.
All the shows and all that. Which show have you watched the most, like rewatched? Because I can say it myself, but do you know which show you have rewatched the most time? Like actually, like, oh yeah, I want to watch that again.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
How many?
100%. I do not know how many times I rewatched it. I genuinely have no idea. I've rewatched and reread every single part, but I think the part that I've rewatched the most is part 1. Because you see, what happens is I rewatch it a lot myself when I'm rewatching the whole series, but also a lot of times, as I've explained on stream and I think on other podcast episodes, when I try to get people into JoJo, the best way to do it is just to like have a guys' night or have a sleepover or something, and it's late, you stop gaming, and it's like, let's throw something on, and you're like, come on, let's just throw JoJo on, and they're like, all right, fine, we'll throw it on. So many times I've rewatched part 1 because I've watched it with a friend in order to get them hooked on the fucking show.
Yeah.
And it usually works.
Yeah, right. Oof. Myself, actually, this will probably surprise a lot of people, I think, because I told you, I told some people, but this will probably be a shock, because which show I actually rewatched the most is not an anime or animated at all. It's a Star Trek, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and it got 7 seasons. I'm not joking, but like 20 episodes. And I rewatched it like 3, 4, 5 times. And that's pretty insane.
Holy shit.
And I'm rewatching it, I can only say, because of character interaction. It's one of the best character interaction shows I've ever seen. And I love the characters in that, seriously. Wow. Another show we two actually watch together a lot. Yeah. This is nearly all the time when we have like boys come over. This is Tintin.
Tintin, yes, we have seen Tintin many times.
Yeah, Tintin is like extremely enjoyable.
It is very fun, and like once you've seen all the episodes, it's very nice to just kind of put on in the background kind of thing. Yeah. Because as you said, when the boys are over, like a lot of times, if the boys have been over, especially when we're at your house, playing Dungeons and Dragons or whatever, when it kind of gets later, we just kind of sit on the couch, throw on Tintin. It's there. It's funny, you know, to kind of commentate. Mostly we're just talking with each other, and it's on in the background, and then sometimes we commentate on like weird shit that's happening, like the fucking Among Us arc.
Tintin actually invented Among Us.
Yeah, Tintin. Okay, so in the Tintin series, I think most of the arcs are like 2 episodes long, but the longest arc is the Tintin to the Moon arc.
Yeah,
and it is literally fucking Among Us.
Yeah,
like they go on a mission to the moon, and 2 people are imposters who have snuck on board the ship and are trying to make the mission fail, and they basically have to find out who the imposters are, and at the end the imposters get fucking ejected from the ship. And this is I don't know when the Tintin cartoon came out, but it's based on a comic strip from like the fucking 30s, bro.
Yeah, I mean, like the first ever Tintin was actually Tintin in Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Then I have a more controversial Tintin in Congo.
Oh, bro, that one is very sus.
Because Tintin is actually made in Belgium.
Yeah.
And that's important because, it was made between First World War and Second World War. I don't think they actually made any film. Actually, I think they have Cold War, actually, part of it.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like he actually survived the Cold War because some, like, 2 countries are like rivals and they're like cold, cold relations, all that. So I think that he lived through a lot of things.
Yeah, the Tintin, like the comic, it ran from 1929 to 1976.
Yeah.
And I think the moon mission was kind of based on the Cold War.
Yeah.
A bit.
I mean, it's very interesting because he also lived under World War II. He lived in Belgium, so...
Yeah. And he lived during World War I as well.
Yeah, but he was not old enough, so...
No, he didn't, the comic started serializing between World War I and II.
Also, another thing I like about Tintin is also how the author have some
Hergé. How do you pronounce that in French? You're the one who studied French.
Hergé.
Is that really how it is?
No, I'm not sure at all. But he always has little small references in his comics, surprisingly.
True.
He for example, they paint a picture of him oh yeah, here's a picture, and he got multiple times he's inserted into the series. Yeah,
that's true. That is very, very true. Oh.
Another thing, follow French cartoons are I read a lot because my dad's and I probably told about this. My granddad is from Algeria, and he has traveled around Europe, but they learned a lot of French there.
Yeah.
So when he came over, my dad learned also French because he was one of that. But he had a lot of French comics. And that's how we learned about it. Tintin, for example, the biggest.
Because your dad is a really big fan of Tintin.
Yeah, we got a lot of Tintin. We got also if I don't know if you know about this, Asterix and Obelix.
Yeah, I know about Asterix. Of course.
Super funny.
Lucky Luke.
Yeah, Lucky Luke. What was the other con? But a lot of ones. I mean, a lot of French ones. Yeah. And that's a big childhood thing when I grew up. Seriously.
I can understand that. Yeah. Okay. So the actual series started airing in 1991. But that's fucking epic. Yeah. Still based on shit from World War II.
Tintin's intro is also based.
Yeah.
I mean, listen to it.
Tintin's intro is based as fuck. It's so good. Bum ba-dum, bum 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 bum, bum 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 bum.
The funny thing about Tintin is also his character is not you could argue for him to be like a Gary Sue.
Yeah.
Because he's no good bad traits, but it's still extremely fun to follow his character.
True.
Because I think the other characters are super funny.
Yeah, I think my favorite character in Tintin 100% is Haddock.
Yeah, Haddock.
Haddock is so fucking good. And another thing that I really like with Tintin is the new movie.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at this point, it's not even new. It came out. Well, we were still.
We're waiting for the second movie.
Yeah. So they made a Tintin movie, The Adventures of Tintin, which adapts the 2 first arcs from the series. It was in 2011.
Yeah.
Holy shit, bro.
We're waiting
we were
for the
fucking
second
10
movie.
years old. It's crazy. I still watch this movie a little now and then because it really holds up. It's really good. It looks super good. The animation style is awesome. But like a year after this movie released, they announced that there was a sequel in the works. Again, directed by Steven Spielberg. It's 2021 now. It's been 10 years. It released in the 26th of October. Yeah. So it will soon have been 10 years since the release of this and the announcement of a sequel. But hopefully we'll get it someday.
I mean, yeah. I think a lot of French cartoons can actually end up as good series, like new series or movies actually.
Yeah. They did a really good job with that movie.
Yeah, seriously, so super good.
It takes all the charm and shit from Tintin that you really like with Tintin, but then it also infuses like Indiana Jones into it.
Yeah,
like it feels there's way more, like it still feels like it's Tintin.
Yeah,
but it's way more like action.
Yeah, because I feel like Steven Spielberg actually loved Tintin.
Yeah, really, and Steven Spielberg obviously worked on Indiana Jones as well.
Yeah, but I really feel he loves it because how he like references like because in the first part he has what is it called the author. He has him like painting a picture. It's also in the comics, but he paints the picture like here.
Yeah,
and it's like that's a good reference and all that, and it's like yes.
Yeah. It's a really, really, really good film.
Yeah, Tintin holds up still, extremely good.
Yeah, the old cartoon from 1991, the comics, and the movie that came out in 2011. It's so fucking good.
Yeah. Today French cartoons are not like this, feels like not anything I remember as released like
true
popular. I feel like it could be like if they started there, they could actually have like that could lead the Western cartoon.
Yeah,
hopefully.
I mean, like a lot of the French cartoons that you grew, like Lucky Luke and Asterix and stuff. Like I heard about them growing up, but they were never really that big. But Tintin was like a fucking world phenomenon. Like that shit is popular everywhere, or at least was. I know some people who apparently never ever heard of Tintin until I told them about it. You know who you are. I'm sorry for calling you out like this, but
you deserve it.
Like I'm not even mad. Like I'm genuinely confused. How? Because like my dad was talking about Tintin all the time. Like my father didn't even come from any type of French-speaking country. He still fucking liked Tintin growing up. Friends, parents, like I heard about Tintin from all over the place. Like.
Yeah,
like it all genuinely just blows my mind how somebody could have just completely never ever even heard about Tintin.
I feel like all our parents, it's like it's their cartoon, like everybody knows like about Tintin. It's like their generations, like we read it when we were young. Another thing I know is Phantom. In Sweden
Fantomen.
Yeah, Phantom.
He is that's some dope shit. My dad loves that guy as well. I have some comics at home, like old ones. But like back then, there weren't that many comics and stuff. Yeah. As well, actually, that's not true.
There was a lot.
There was a lot. I mean, Marvel and DC have been going since like since around the same time as Tintin. But still, compared to the volume that exists today, there wasn't a lot. Like, if you're like an anime and manga fan today, the absolute amount of titles that you have to keep track of right now is insane. Like, people be reading like 300 plus manga and shit. Back then, there were still a lot of comics, but there wasn't even there's nowhere close to how many exist now. So there was a way bigger chance for certain comics to like become big and really popular with everyone because there was just less
I got
shit
also
to pick
actually,
from
here in our generation, like not your generation. I think most people are younger than us that actually follow.
Oh, you mean your generation to the people listening?
Well,
technically we are the same generation. Here's the thing. Okay, before you start with that, the thing with generations is like before each generation would be like a span of like people born in like during like a span of like 30-40 years, because technologically wise and like how society worked, it didn't change that much between these years. But now if you compare, like Gen Z is currently ongoing, and if you compare somebody born in like the early 2000s, like 2001 or whatever, like us, and somebody born in 2008 when the first iPhone released. Completely different lives.
We know a life
completely. Before. Yeah, like we would go out, fucking like our way of fun when we were that young is like go around smacking people with sticks and shit.
Yeah, go outside. I mean, like.
Yeah, and you know, like my brother who was born after the iPhone, he would always just sit inside with an iPad or whatever.
Yeah.
And you know, it is what it is. I was talking with a friend yesterday and about like, actually. I'll talk about this generational shit after you finish your conversation.
I was talking about our like Kalle Anka.
Oh yeah.
Donald Duck. Because all the pockets, like it's extremely popular. That's everybody got it in Sweden. It was like I'm not sure how.
And Norway, it was super popular in Norway as well.
I'm not sure.
My uncle, who is like, I think he's like 3 or 4 years younger than my dad. He fucking loves that shit. He had so many, and he gave them to us.
I remember something funny when I walked to Ica, or when I and my little brother. It was like, what was it? I think I don't remember when this was. But my little brother, my little sister, and I came to Ikea, and we watched Donald Duck like that, Kalle Anka also.
Yeah.
And was like they got a lot of parodies.
Yeah.
Actually find it. You can actually keep talking meanwhile.
All right. Well, while he's looking for that, I'm gonna talk about what. I mean, me or Dusa and I, we didn't have like a super big discussion about it, but I think we were talking about it on the stream. And it's like there was this shit going on at he was at Skansen, and you know some kids were crying when they fed the lynx a pigeon. And then that reminded me of like an article that I'd seen where they were feeding the bears a dead horse because, you know, that's the shit that the bears eat, and kids had apparently been like scarred for life, and they were like crying and shit, and there were tons of parents who had been complaining to Skansen, which for those of you who don't know, it's like a mix between a zoo and like a heritage site kind of thing, like where they have like replicated old Swedish buildings and shit. Anyhow, the point is, we were talking, and it was like, back when we were growing up, like, we would go out into the woods and see shit, you know? He mentioned that he would go and, like, he found, like, a dead pigeon or something, or a dead bird in the forest, and he would go and check on it every day to see how it or how it decomposed. And we would just do shit like that, you know? Fucking play with insects or whatever. Kids now, they don't go out. They are fucking scared of shit, you know? They're gonna walk. I remember talking to like one of my teachers. She was like, yeah, it's back when I was in high school, my Swedish teacher, she was talking about one of her kids had another kid over for a play date, and they went to the woods, and this kid, since it's just sitting inside playing on its iPad all the time, like, it couldn't fucking walk in the woods. Like, kids can't walk in the woods these days. They will trip over the roots and shit. Like, no offense to y'all little kids, but what the fuck, man?
Bruh. But it's actually the parents.
It is partially the parents' fault that
like,
they just allow the behavior.
Like, what you can't really blame children because
that's true.
It's not their decisions; it's the parents.
That's true.
So,
I'm all for technological advancement, and like when I have children eventually, if I do, I'll definitely let them, you know, play games and shit. But I will fucking make sure that they go outside and see insects and shit. I mean, who knows? By the time they grow up, shit, like, like all the fucking rhinoceros and shit are gonna be extinct and stuff. So you gotta go out and see that shit now.
I mean, my grandma, for example, forced us often out, like, to walk
that's
in.
Good.
Now I'm actually grateful for that, but before I was not. Like,
I don't fucking like it either. Look, actually, that's not. Oftentimes it would be like this. While they were telling me, you gotta go out, I'd be like, no, I don't want to go out. But as soon as you got out, it was like, oh, hell yeah, bro. We're gonna, like, climb this tree, and we're gonna fucking find an anthill.
I think it was more rebellion against the parents.
Yeah.
Like, you wanted me to do that? No.
True.
Here I got like what I found. It was super hilarious.
Alright.
Kalle Anka, rasande hastighet och lustig.
Oh my god. Wait, is that a new
Yeah, new. I found it. It's guess what it's inspired by? Fast and Furious.
Oh, Fast and Furious. Oh shit.
And it's
Oh,
like,
bro.
I love like every like Kalle
That's
Anka.
funny.
I love the Kalle Anka like have extremely funny like
Yeah.
interesting like names like based on fun things and like turn a little bit to Kalle Anka.
Yeah, they would kind of parry. It's similar to like the titles of the Rick and Morty episodes.
Here's another
like the
one.
Rick Shank Redemption and shit.
Yeah, no,
Or Neon Genesis Rick Vangelion.
Yeah, exactly. Or Messianen.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I love that. God, that's I don't know how popular it's now because mangas actually I think more and more replaced it.
Yeah.
But it was super big in our age. It's
Yeah.
like, you got Kalle Anka. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I would read the Kalle Anka pocket. Actually, every single Kalle Anka pocket that I had was from my uncle. So they were all in Norwegian. So they weren't Kalle Anka pocket. It was a Donald Duck pocket.
But they're legendary, seriously.
Yeah.
It's super
They're
like,
fucking great.
bruh. Oh, the edge is like,
Bro, I feel old as shit.
I mean, like when I
This is-
say at 20, I'm like, oh shit, I'm fucking an old man now.
Yeah, I hate it that I'm turning 20.
And I was like,
I hate it so much.
I mean, every kid like, oh yes, I want to be adult, and like, oh no, you don't want to be an adult. I think every adult realize like, yeah,
Bruh.
I regret it when I said that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
like when everybody's like saying like,
I wanted to be an adult so bad. Now it's like,
oh,
fuck.
what is that?
Let me
meme?
go back. Reverse.
Yeah. That it's one meme.
Yeah.
Like, get away, old man, and
Yeah.
like, and like everybody says that, but later on, that meme happens to yourself later on.
Yeah.
By the same younger generation, but
Yeah. But you know, I say that I hate turning 20 so much because it's true, but
there's disadvantages.
yeah, like you can go to Systemet and just buy a bunch of alcohol. But I was gonna say, Serena made a tweet. It was a fucking while ago now. Like it was it was like 1 or 2 months ago now. But it was like, why do people say that they hate turning 20? It's a good thing. You're getting closer to death. Or something like that. And then I remember she had to make another tweet under that. It was like, guys, don't worry, this is just a joke or something like that. It was fucking hilarious. Oh.
Right.
I don't know if it was intended to specifically be a call out towards me, but it felt like that because I'm always saying that I hate that I'm turning 20. So it felt like that was the case, and it was pretty fucking funny.
Right.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Oof.
Now what?
We should talk about more about our our group, I think.
Our friends group?
Yeah.
Like, sure.
Shit. First, how did we meet? Like, I think we have talked about how we meet, like
Yeah.
you two.
Yeah.
But the rest of our group, we pretty much formed that at our school, like when you joined.
Alright, so if anybody wants to know what the hell's going on now, Hodor has decided that we're going to talk about our friends group because we have a really tight friends group who we've been friends with for a really long time. And we do all kinds of shit together. We go binge all the Marvel movies. We fucking play Dungeons and Dragons.
We gaming
have
nights.
LAN parties. Yeah. We just have drinking nights. All kinds. It's the fucking boys, you know. It's the boys. It's a squad where we're 5 people.
Yeah.
In the squad.
Yeah.
In the main core, like, you know, it's lit.
Yeah. Let's start because we got a lot of different people here.
Yeah.
So I should start because I live in a neighborhood, of course.
He lives in a neighborhood, guys.
Yeah.
Hodor lives in a neighborhood. Yeah. This is amazing. But I didn't know that, Hodor. I thought you lived on the fucking countryside with like only fields around you.
Yeah.
Wow, you live in a wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell my parents when I get home. You know what? Hodor lives in a neighborhood, guys.
Yeah. Okay, but we live on the same gata or street. Yeah. We live on the same street, so I always hear us.
Not me, not us.
Not us.
You need to specify that you're talking about somebody else.
I think the tree.
Yeah, let's just call him the tree man.
Tree. He and I grew up like at the same street, and
you guys went to the same daycare.
Same daycare, same school, same like after school, like everything.
Yeah.
Like,
so you two got to learn each other.
Yeah, extremely close,
extremely early.
Yeah,
and then
we played Pokemon. We played like a lot of things.
And then we two got to know each other during Scouts. And then the two last dudes, they were really close in school as well before switching to this school. So then in 3rd grade,
we merged pretty much.
Me, you, the tree man, and one of those two other guys, we all begin at the same school in 3rd grade and start to get to know each other. Then in 4th grade, the second guy of that 2-man group moves over, and the group didn't forge directly.
Yeah.
I mean, we were still friends and stuff, but it wasn't. I think the tight group that we are now started maybe around like 6th grade. But yeah, so it was just these people, like all of us had kind of connections to. Like I had a connection to Hodor. Hodor had a connection to the Tree Man. Hodor and the Tree Man technically had some connection to the other guys as well, since they did go to the same school. But the two other guys were really close with each other, and then. It all collided.
Yeah, pretty much. Like it, just the growth. Like our links were like connected in a way, so it's naturally formed into a group.
There used to be a 6th member, but he diverged.
Yeah.
He decided to not be a gamer anymore.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough, Yeah. He's still friendly and stuff. I still see him at the gym and shit sometimes, and he's a top lad. But now we've got this epic group, and it's epic.
Yeah. How it's solidified. Like I think we must also talk about how it actually formed into a group, because now we talked how we like met.
How it solidified.
Yeah. So because everybody can meet like a group.
Yeah.
But the reason why this group is especially strong, I mean, like normally I hear from a lot of people is they or like parents like, I made my friend in college, that's the normal thing, like this is my friend group. I met
that's
them
true. Like my parents, they have like their middle school friend group, they have their high school friend group, and they have their college friend group, and they're still like friends with all of these people, but the college friends don't know the high school friends, and the high school friends don't know the middle school friends. It's kind of these small separate groups that aren't as close. We've just had this fucking tight ass group from middle school, and I remember when we went on to high school, like a lot of people were like, it's probably nobody in our friends group said this, but people outside the friends group and teachers were like, when you go on to high school, like a lot of times the friends that you make in middle school and stuff, you'll have them for a while, but there's a chance that they break up, and there's nothing wrong with that. You're gonna meet new friends and stuff. But this group has just fucking stuck together. We've all gone to completely different schools, and now with university, we're doing even more different shit from each other, completely different time schedules, but still fucking sticking together. We're making shit work. We're making shit happen, and it's awesome.
Yeah. I think actually it started to solidify by actually first parties.
Yeah.
Traditionally, we had like everybody parties. Invited in. Like then we start. I don't remember who was the first LAN party.
Do you mean like a LAN birthday party where every boy in the class was invited, or
like only like I feel like.
Okay, so
I think
here's the deal.
Was you.
Was
the first
it was
one.
Me, the two other guys who were close, and then the 6th guy who left. We four were like a group, and we had these LAN parties and shit from like 4th grade. The first LAN party we ever had, we were challenged by a girl in our class to pull an all-nighter in 4th grade, and we did. We stayed up all night playing Skylanders and New Super Mario Brothers on the Wii. It was so much fucking fun. Shout out to those games, by the way. And then we decided to kind of do the same thing over and over again, but not staying up 24 hours. And we started bringing our computers, and then the Tree Man eventually started getting invited, and then you as well at one point.
Then we started also abandoning like parties. We started abandoning the idea of like inviting everybody. Now it
used to be, you had a birthday party, you invited all the boys in the class. Now you just invite the boys. Yeah. The fucking group.
I mean, like, I think 6 forward, nobody else was invited, only us. This was like a select group. So every birthday we had one, like, or close by. Then often, even this, we often had LAN parties outside, and this added to a lot of hours. I mean, I'm pretty sure we have like 3 max.
So we'd have LAN parties on our birthdays, but we'd also have LAN parties outside the birthdays. Like back in middle school, we had them really free. It was almost like every other weekend we would go and spend the night at somebody's house and just sit up and play games. Then during high school, obviously people had to study more, people had different schedules. It got a little bit harder, but we still did it. Now with university, it's really fucking hard to get shit together because people have so different schedules and stuff, and a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
But we still make it happen a little now and then.
I think like summer vacation and
winter, during the summer
and
vacation,
winter vacation is like our holy period for.
Yeah, because the way that Swedish university works is there's only 2 vacations. There's summer vacation and the winter vacation. There's no höstlov, there's no sportlov that you have in high school and middle school. All that's gone. Instead, you just have school all the time, essentially. But each course you take is like maybe 2 months long. The first month is like classes and seminars. The second month is what's called tenta period, where you basically have free time. There's no classes, there's no seminars, nothing, and you basically just have a bunch of free time to kind of split up yourself. Some of that time you're supposed to take free time to compensate for the fact that there's no vacation, but some of the time you're also supposed to study. Since we all go to different schools and different courses and all that shit, the tenta period don't always line up, and therefore it can still, during like the actual school year, be hard to get shit together.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. At these like LAN parties, I think Minecraft was the first like.
Yeah, Minecraft was the first
serious
game we were playing super much.
Because I know like Minecraft, I think like that probably was the game we always played at first. I don't know when Civ was introduced, but that's become a big tradition.
Yeah, we play a lot of Civ 5. Yeah. If you don't know what that is, it's a grand strategy game. It's fucking dope.
Yeah, seriously, we played.
We have played so much.
I'm pretty sure you have never played a single player game.
No,
right?
I've played like 3 or 4 single player games, but for the most part, I only play them when we have a LAN party or when we decide to hop online and play together. And I have several hundred hours in that game.
Yeah.
And I don't play it in my free time, or it is technically my free time, but it's only when we have these.
We spend like 8 hours on them, so
yeah, like the games are long as fuck.
I mean, that's one other thing. Counter-Strike, if I remember right, a little bit.
Yeah, we played a bit of that.
Survival games also, like Rust.
Most recently we did the Forest.
Yeah. I mean, little bit of horror games also. Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight. We played that a lot on your brother's birthday. Yeah. His brother is kind of a part of the group as well. He gets invited sometimes.
Yeah. And recently, because this is a big advantage, is D&D games.
Oh yeah,
and the biggest reason to have them also is not only because they're fun, because they're also often shorter than normal.
Yeah, they're convenient. It's very convenient.
Because I can like say, okay, we can have a Friday and we can have a 4 or 5 hour session. Then we finish. Then we can we don't need to worry about spending an entire day over. So that's the big story.
That was one of especially now in university when time is restricted. One of the hardest parts about having LAN parties is everybody's bringing their fucking massive computers, and it's a pain in the ass to have to pack it up and shit. So usually we just spend the night, and that takes a lot of time. But now with the D&D games, we don't have to bring anything. We just go, we have a fucking good time, and then we walk or drive home at the end of the night at 1 a.m. or something.
Yeah. It's not only games. For example, Switch has also become very popular.
Yeah, we've also done a lot of Switch nights.
Super Smash Bros.
Jackbox.
Those two.
Consuming alcohol and playing Switch games. It's so much fun.
We also done some board games also.
Yeah, true. Like the first one was the Game of Thrones board game. That was awesome. We only played it once.
Because it's so fucking takes so much time.
It takes so much time to set it up and everything. Because we were planning on doing it a second time. But I remember it took so long to eat dinner and stuff that once we actually sat down to try to set it up, I was like, all right, guys, listen. This is going to take so fucking long. So should we just, and we've already wasted a lot of time with dinner and stuff. Should we just, watch a series or something together and just do this another time or what? And then we obviously settled for watching something and doing it another time, but we never did it another time. We should do it another time. It was a lot of fun.
We should plan it someday. I think
it has to be planned.
One of our friends should, you know which one, because he got that because some parts of my game disappeared. Yeah, so I can't really host that one.
Wait, did somebody else buy the game as well?
Yeah, remember.
Oh shit, right.
Yeah, and he got it, and he can probably, because it's better if 2 people learn the rules, because it's a complex.
It is a really complex game.
It's actually,
but it's really fun.
Yeah.
We played it at my house.
I mean, it's very much Game of Thrones like with the betrayal.
Yeah. Well, it is literally Game of Thrones, the board game. So of course it's gonna be that way.
Another one is Settler Catan.
Oh yeah, Settlers of Catan is really, that is one of the best fucking board games ever, because it's like once you get going, games can be really complex and interesting, politicking with each other. Yeah. But on a surface level, it's a really easy game to just pick up and get into, and it's easy to set up.
Yeah.
So that is fucking great. If somebody here hasn't played Settlers of Catan, get yourself a friends group and play that shit. It is so good, and there's a lot of expansion packs as well. Yeah.
Another game is also Cash and Guns.
Yep.
That I introduced.
Yep, you introduced that one.
I'm not. Yeah.
You and your brother have a lot of board games.
Yeah,
like also Zombicide.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've played Zombicide with the whole friends group.
No, I don't think so.
But we've played Zombicide, and it's really fun.
I think we are the ones introducing board games often.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, this is a good board game here. One I actually want to one day actually have, or two stuff different is, one is XCOM. Have you heard about it?
Yeah.
Like, it's a very stressful because everybody. It's like.
Yeah. It's hectic.
Yeah, another one, I don't remember what it was, but it's like a famous YouTuber who made it. It's super funny, and it's you gotta listen all that on YouTube. Same while.
All right.
And the third one, what was that? Yeah, it's a Star Wars war game. One plays the Empire and one plays the Rebellion, and one's got to hide.
Wait, is this the one where you have to buy the figures that are super fucking expensive?
No, it's just a big ass expensive board game. Yeah, it's two sides, Rebellion and the Empire. The Rebellion has a hidden base, and their goal is to do some stuff. I think it was
of course
some few objectives.
You gotta do some stuff.
And the Empire got to find the rebel base and destroy it.
Yes.
So what happens is one player always trying to hide where the rebels are.
All right.
Oh, there's my troop. Oh, look here. There's action there. While the Empire has the overwhelming force and try to find the rebels. Headquarter.
Yeah. Nice.
It's very interesting.
That sounds really fun.
Yeah.
This reminds me of the zombie game we played at Comic-Con.
Oh yeah.
So when me and Hodor and his brother.
Wasn't this the first time?
What?
First time we technically played D&D games.
Yeah. So it was Comic-Con 2019, I guess.
Yeah.
It was the last Comic-Con Stockholm before Corona. Comic-Con 2021 is still coming up. It's in November.
Yeah.
It's scheduled for November. We'll see if it will be moved up or not. I'm gonna be there for all the days with Hodor's brother. Hodor is probably only being there for one day
because
right?
But we'll probably do also sign up. That's the first thing we should do.
Yeah.
Actually, I think.
Yeah, we should get there and sign up for this shit because it was so much fun. It was this zombie game. Mechanically wise, it kind of plays like D&D. Similarly, there's a dungeon master and you're like, all right, I want to try to break down this door. I want to loot this shit. I want to fight this zombie or whatever. But instead of it being like this grand fantasy thing, it's like a zombie survival inside of a hospital or something. And it was really, really fun. And the most convenient part is that unlike a D&D campaign that can go on for so fucking long, this is relatively short.
Yeah.
There is a clear goal.
Yeah. It also depends on the DM, of course. They
True,
can design one shot, as they call.
Yeah.
Because that's the purpose of that one.
Yeah.
But if you ever have some friends, and you're not sure about D&D, just actually sign up for that. I would recommend on Comic-Con.
At Comic-Con. Yeah. If you go to Comic-Con, they usually have an area where there are people. It's not always Dungeons and Dragons, but there's a lot of stuff similar to Dungeons and Dragons, like this game that we're talking about now, where you can go and sign up, and you and your friends can play the game, and there will be a person who is an experienced dungeon master, who will run the game, and that way it's really easy to get into it because they know all the rules. They can explain everything, and they know everything in their head, so it's also very smooth. They never have to read the rules.
They're also experienced because we multiple players already playing and all that shit.
Yeah, it's a really good way to get into D&D and those kind of role playing games.
Yeah, the second time we had, I didn't know so much about D&D, but it was still hilariously fun.
It was.
Because you died, every part of the party just died in a ditch to goblins.
Yep, that was fucking rip. But the campaign that we've got going now is really fun.
Yeah.
How many games have we played of that campaign thus far?
Okay, let's think. First, you arrive to town. Then
it's been like 4 or 3 sessions, I think.
First town, I think you ended with like going to the mine, right? Yeah, mine.
No.
Like the first one was.
The first one was like me, you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The tree man.
Yeah, tree man. And
I think,
little brother.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
That was the dwarf place and all that when Sablon died.
Yeah.
Then, another one of our friends joined, and that's when we went to that, like, castle thing.
We went to the nobles.
Right, and then we had to fight the war.
Yeah,
a battle.
And the guy was inside.
Yeah,
because
our friend was,
because he just arrived to town.
Yes.
Yeah, this is
D&D. Oh, wait, okay, so the first game we played, it ended right before that battle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the second one picked up at the battle, and then, our other friend joined the campaign. And then what happened?
I think it ended with the boss battle. Like, exactly before the boss battle, because it was, like, the combat was too long. I think...
Yeah,
or what?
I don't remember exactly.
I think it ended, like, at least after the boss battle. Because I remember you're like, on your way, you're planning to leave.
But then the 5th homie joined.
And the 3rd, yeah.
Yeah, and then we went, and then we fought the troll.
Yeah.
Yeah, the troll, that boss battle was crazy.
Yeah.
We thought we were he thought we were gonna die.
Yeah.
He genuinely thought, like, we were gonna die. But we pulled through.
Yeah.
And then, the most recent one was, of course...
the fort.
The fortress with the door.
Yeah. But
people listening to this will have no fucking idea. We're literally talking super vaguely about our D&D campaign, as if everybody listening was there and saw it happen. I'm sorry, guys.
But the 3rd part, I think that was my favorite actually. Of all
the one with the troll.
No, yes, everything. The atmosphere I've tried to build up. I just loved how I did that actually.
Yeah, inside of the mine.
Yeah, it was not like, listen here, here's
with
the troll,
dead corpses and all that.
Yeah, it was
it was really good fucking world building there.
Yeah.
And that boss battle was so intense. Like the boss battle at the end of the most recent was pretty intense as well, but the most intense was that troll. That was fucking awesome. So that was like that was like one story arc.
Yeah. And now my second story arc is about to start. Like,
so it took 4. So they can't. I don't know how many arcs you've planned for the campaign, but it took us 4 sessions of probably playing like at least 5 hours each session to complete just one story arc of this campaign.
Yeah.
So you guys can understand, if you're gonna play Dungeons and Dragons, it is really fun, and you can do one shots that will only take 1 session. But when you start getting invested in it and you do these massive campaigns with like world building and lore and shit. There's a lot of time that has to be invested. And like even if it's easier to schedule D&D sessions than LAN parties, it's still a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Like we can't do it like every weekend or whatever.
Yeah, because this was a very long time also. Remember, this got like, thanks to Corona, it was very much delayed.
Yeah.
We probably had like this much finished much sooner.
Yeah.
Though,
but it does give you time, or it does give time for you to plan everything.
Yeah, it gives me time, but honestly, as a DM, we always like prepare like 9 hours like before it actually starts. That's all DMs like
you've got like several months to just build up the lore, and you're like, oh fuck, bro, they're coming over in fucking 5 hours. Let's just write some shit down.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty normal for DMs, and often they come on like a DM must like be super creative and super fast with the thinking, because let me tell you this.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, they will do something you didn't think would happen, and you must be ready to just throw something out.
Yes. Continue.
Yeah. Or how manipulate the situation so that they continue following the storyline, because that's how like the bandit storyline I thought you would actually go on, because you probably asked the people, but you never asked. So the natural consequence was the village burning.
Yep.
Yeah, so
it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's also a really fun element of D&D. Like the DM can have like this very planned out, storyline. But at the end of the day, like, you can do pretty much whatever you want. And you can just go completely off track. And if you do, there are some DMs who have, like, built up this massive world where they have already, like, planned, like,
every character.
If somebody, like, goes off there, they're gonna end up on the track for this side quest or whatever. But those are kind of rare cases. But for the most part, the DM, if something like that happens, they kind of just have to start making shit up. And, like, all right, do I just start creating a brand new quest that they're gonna go on, or should I, make this lead to a situation that forces them back on the path that I want?
I mean, also for the character arcs, like the arcs, you must remember the first arc, technically the two parts, because the first and second season was actually the bandit. It was not so much involved, but the third and the fourth is much more connected with one of the characters plotline, if you remember,
with
because
your brother's character.
And now
it was revenge.
And with the end of this one, we have already a new hook to the next character and his arc.
Wait, which one was it?
Because remember, he lost his arms and got demon arms instead.
Oh, right.
And that's now he must saw that one.
That was the Tree Man's character, right? Yeah.
And now that's his arc.
Right, that was some. Oh yeah, that was epic.
So I'm trying to integrate the backstories for a character.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm hopefully in the future.
Yeah.
Sometimes in the future, I will actually have a D&D here on stream someday.
Oh yeah.
And have like a squad, just play and be fun, and like just have, hopefully, like learn to role play a lot, like and have a fun time. It's just
100%.
Yeah,
we gotta do D&D stream. Although we can't do a D&D stream with the boys, because I think most of the boys don't want to be on stream. But we can definitely, get
some people.
Yeah, other streamers or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm fucking looking forward to. I'm looking forward to just playing D&D again.
Yeah.
We're literally planning a new D&D session at the moment. Well, not literally at the moment, but
here's one of them will not show up because he got other things. But here's the thing with DMs: they must know when they can, like, because they know how to adapt the campaign so that, of some reason, one of the players their characters are doing something important or.
But it's really lucky though, because we just completed this arc, so at the end of this arc, it's the calm before the storm. It makes sense that a character would just randomly go away, like, to visit the homeland or something. Because it would have been way worse if it would have happened, like, in the middle of, like, the battle or, something like that. It would be so fucking weird.
I actually planned on, before I remembered that it was the end of the campaign, I planned actually a one-shot, because that's
for me.
But now I didn't need that, so...
Well, we can still play it at some point.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. So while I was in Florida,
I know.
I was. So the trip was really fun. Like, it was really fun. We did a lot of fun stuff, but there was also, like, a lot of days where, especially me, who wasn't even there to get vaccinated, I was literally just laying around the whole day watching anime or just doing shit that I could have done at home. So there were entire weeks that kind of felt like it was just one day because there was literally nothing happening. So towards the end, Hodor was like, I can make a D&D one-shot and we can play it online. And it sounded super dope, and I wish we could have done it. But unfortunately, since it was like the last days before we were going to leave, it was really hectic. There was a lot of shit I had to get done, like packing and going to the Naruto ramen shop and all that shit. Which actually, I could talk about that.
Go for it.
I
don't think I actually talked about it yet, because
I talked about it a little bit on stream.
But
I spoke about it a little bit on stream. I did a tiny little TikTok video about it, but excuse me. I got very little. I got very little sleep last night, and I had one of the worst fucking nightmares of my entire life.
And I get it. I was super warm, so it's hard for me to sleep.
No, for me it's fine. I think it's nice and cool here compared to Florida, so it's nice when it's sleeping. But I had the most horrible fucking nightmare that I've ever... Like, I had a lot of nightmares when I was younger. But this nightmare that I had, it taught me that nightmares do not have to be scary in the sense of, people dying, monsters and shit like that. It was just I'm not going to go into detail about it, but...
Okay.
Anyhow.
Now you just hyped up your audience.
Yeah, I be having weird ass dreams. Most of my dreams are nice though, not like this. This was, I woke up. Yeah, it was bad. Anyhow, back to the Naruto ramen shop. So, during this trip to Florida, you know, my siblings, you know, they wanted to shop. They wanted to buy clothes, buy a bunch of candy, and all this shit that you can only get in the U.S. I wanted two things. I wanted to go manga shopping because there's more manga available in the U.S. than in Sweden, and usually the prices are a little bit lower. So I was like, you know what? I want to collect manga, so I'll take this opportunity. And the second thing I wanted to do was go to this ramen shop in Orlando, Florida, called Naruto, and it's a ramen shop themed after Naruto, which is, you know, very fucking nice because I like Naruto a lot. And so yeah, on the second to the last day, we go there. Me, my father, and my youngest brother, who has also seen Naruto, and it was really nice. Like the walls and everything were painted, you know, Naruto type shit. You know, it was the Hidden Leaf Village. They had Naruto's swing that he always sits on in the flashback. On the wall they had like paintings of anime characters and stuff. They had a TV that was constantly playing anime. The one that was showing when I was there was the tournament arc in Fairy Tail, which is the best arc in Fairy Tail, so that was good. And on the speakers, they're constantly playing, like, I don't know, not lo-fi, but kind of chilled down versions of anime OPs. So it's not like these intense, like, the OPs are technically intense rock songs, but they've made them into like these chill kind of lounge music type things, and it was such a vibe. All the dishes were like Naruto references, like the main ramen. Obviously there's different types of ramen, but like the standard, you know, ramen with the Naruto fish cakes in them and the pork and all that stuff, it was called Ichiraku Ramen because that is the name of the ramen shop that Naruto loves. And, you know, they also served other stuff there, like gyozas. They were called shuriken gyoza and stuff like that. It was just such a nice atmosphere. The food was amazing. Now, I've not had that much ramen because here in Sweden, you know, ramen is
no ramen here.
There's like 2 ramen shops in Stockholm, and they are fucking expensive. So it's like a treat. And let me tell you, this ramen shop in Orlando, the ramen was like so many times better than the one here. The ones here in Stockholm are still good. You know, I'll still go to him once in a while if it's like a treat or whatever. But holy shit, the people there, they knew what the fuck they were doing. I mean, eventually, if I do end up going to Japan, I'll be eating so much ramen there that's probably hundreds and millions of times better than the Naruto ramen. But that shit was so good. The food was good, the atmosphere was great, and all of the people who were there, the shop, like literally when it opened, there was a queue outside.
Damn.
Everybody was rocking anime merch, you know. People had Akatsuki hoodies on. They had, you know, all kinds of shit. I do have Naruto shirts, but I didn't bring any of them. But I had my Jujutsu Kaisen Uniqlo collab with Itadori Yuji on it, and it was super nice. One of the waitresses, she came up to me and was like, "Hey, I really like your shirt," and I was like, "Oh yes." Speaking of that, in the airport in Chicago, there was actually no, it was the airport in Florida, waiting for the flight to Chicago. I ran into the bathroom, and there was this boy, who was like, "I really like your shirt," and I turned around, and I was just taken by surprise because, you know, like in Sweden, nobody fucking randomly does that kind of shit.
Like never, like
bathroom. But I was happy, you know,
yeah.
so I turned around and I was like, "Thank you." And then I saw he was wearing a My Hero Academia shirt, and I was like, "Yo, your shirt is awesome too." And he was maybe like 14, and he got super fucking happy. It was so fucking wholesome. It was super wholesome, man.
This could never happen in Sweden.
No, it could never.
If maybe on the airport, but then it's like, if one Sweden, one American, it would be like, no.
But I think anybody who's a weeb can, I don't know, like, I hadn't really had that much of an experience with this kind of thing before that, but like, when you're in public wearing some anime merch and somebody recognizes it, it is the best fucking feeling ever.
I also think one of the reasons it was so hype is because you're an adult.
Yeah.
Because if I think many waves like I don't see any adults wearing it. So
Yeah.
so when an adult is, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah. But yeah, that was fucking awesome, man. I was so hyped.
Yeah. I think another thing you actually liked about America, you talked a lot about this, was actually food you can eat in America that you can't eat in Sweden.
Oh yeah, that's true. Like for example, there's tons of fried chicken in America. There is KFC here in Sweden, but the Swedish KFC is nothing compared to the fried chicken you can get in America. You know, Popeyes, and even like not just franchise restaurants, but like one-shot restaurants. Fried chicken is so fucking good, and chicken wings as well. Wings you can like not even get whatsoever in Sweden. Maybe O'Leary's has them, but they're probably overpriced as fuck and not really authentic. Like classic buffalo wings, like, oh my fucking god, bro. Oh.
We're missing a lot of food here.
Yeah, and like slider burgers and fucking patty melts. Like there's so much like diner food in the US. It's really unhealthy, but
yeah.
Oh, it hits, bro. It fucking hits. And somebody was asking if I tried, you know, what's the comparison between the American McDonald's and the Swedish McDonald's? And it's like, bro, I'm going to America. I do not want to eat McDonald's in America. I can eat McDonald's at home. When I'm in America, I'm going to eat the fucking food that I cannot get
exactly.
in Sweden.
I mean, I self, what is it? Texas Longhorn.
Yeah.
I bought it in USA and in Sweden.
Yeah.
The USA is much better.
Yeah.
It's like Sweden, well, in Sweden, USA you get a large beef, like.
Yeah.
But, oh.
Yeah. Serving sizes in the US are so fucking good, bro. It's so good. You get to eat a lot for your money.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen very often here in Sweden.
Yeah. But the important thing, if you're living on vacation, that's a good thing. If you're living there.
Yeah, if you're living there full time, it's like, here's my word of advice. Don't live in the US. Don't live in America, bro. As an American, I will happily say that, you know, it's a really fun place to visit. There's a lot of there's a lot of fun stuff to see and do. But living there full time, unless you're like one of the richest elites, it is not gonna be a very nice time living there full time.
I mean, here in Sweden we can like go, like at least in Stockholm we can like transport us to everywhere, you know. It's practical, like you can walk everywhere. It's like, and the environment is fine, like forest, parks, like super nice just to walk around, seriously.
Yeah, if you're in the US, if you're in like pretty much any city besides New York, you have to have a car. Because there is no train, no fucking subway, no buses or anything basically. And in a lot of cities like Orlando, actually, I mean, this kind of holds up like out where we live, but if you're in like central Stockholm, it doesn't hold up. But like if you're in Orlando or whatever, you got to make sure that you know where you're walking, because if you take the wrong turn, all of a sudden you're in a really fucking bad neighborhood. Like really bad. If you're walking around in Stockholm, that doesn't happen in Stockholm. It can happen out here where we live, like in the kind of suburb area, I guess. Then you kind of sometimes gotta watch out for it, but
it's also more obvious here, I think.
Yeah, but in the US, like if you're going to the US as a tourist, there are so many tourists, especially in like places like New Orleans and stuff, who like go there for business trips. Like my dad has a colleague who was in New Orleans, and after like a late night meeting or something, he walks out and this man approaches him and he's like, you know, it's dangerous out here. You gotta have a bodyguard. I'll walk you home. And he walks him home. And then he's like, all right, now you gotta pay me. And like a fucking super big sum. And he was like, all right, I don't have cash on me. I'm gonna go up to my apartment and get the cash. And he was like, all right, but I know where you live now. And I'm gonna stand here and wait until you get back. You know, so either you might get fucking mugged or you might get one of those kind of people. You know, it's just a lot of shit. That doesn't happen in Sweden. Or at least not in Stockholm. Yeah. It could maybe. I know there's a lot more shit like that happening in like Göteborg and Malmö and shit.
Yeah, and also I've got to think like countrysides, you know. I'm not living I've been there, but I'm not like living.
But this is like in central New Orleans. Like this is in the heart of the city. If you go into central Stockholm, nothing like that is gonna happen.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Oh, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
How is French fries in the USA?
French fries in the US, They're good, man. They're fucking good. Because they know what the fuck they're doing, bro. You know? Like that's what else do you want me to say, man? They're good.
But
You've probably had French fries in the US as well. You've been to the US quite a few times yourself.
Yeah, actually, myself, the reason I go to USA is to visit my family there. Like second cousin, I got some distant relations, you know. Yeah. They live in Arizona actually, so I go to Arizona instead of nice. Rest.
Arizona is also a very hot place though.
Yeah,
just like
extremely. I really host a horse out there.
Oh, nice.
Like
some fucking Red Dead Redemption type shit. Riding a horse through the desert. Yeah!
Bruh.
Oh, fuck me, bruv.
Yeah, bruh. Also, I want to actually talk about one thing, also another thing.
Alright.
I think before we end it.
Sure.
Humankind. I think,
yes.
I want to really hype up this game, at least for some people there.
Hell yeah.
Humankind is the game our group has been expecting, friend groups, like expecting for multiple months now.
Yes.
This is the game we're like, oh shit, it's out now.
Yeah.
Because
it literally released like 2 days ago as of recording this. Continue.
Yeah, but we played a lot of Civilization 5, and we wanted like a little different game that have a lot of more improvements, and that's Humankind for us.
Yeah.
Like seriously, shit. Oh. I also want to stream this one day, possibly.
Yeah, possibly.
Because
it's kind of like a potential, because right now, like obviously there are a lot of grand strategy games out there, like Hearts of Iron, European Universalis, and all that. But there's none of them kind of are in the same lane as Civ.
Yeah.
Like Civ 5 or the Civ franchise, they are very unique. Like they have no competitors.
I got to argue though with every other big strategy game that they actually have their own lanes. I think actually all the large strategy games has their own lanes that everybody.
But the thing is, you always hear people talking about, I prefer Hearts of Iron over EU4 and stuff like that. But you never hear that kind of a debate with Civ. With Civ, it's just Civ, bro. That's it. And there's, you know. But this could potentially be the big new competitor because it essentially looks like it takes a lot of the mechanics and stuff from that and kind of improves on it.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, we would have hoped would have happened with Civ 6. Because there is Civ 6, but we only play Civ 5. Yeah. Because Civ 6 is fucking whack.
It's a good game still, but I don't like.
But it's not as good as Civ 5.
Yeah, exactly. That's my opinion.
It's kind of like a downgrade.
Yeah.
Although that being said, Civ 5 only got like really good after all the expansions.
Yeah. I think the good
vanilla Civ 5 is a bit jank. Yeah.
I mean, like Civ 6, pretty much with a new temperature. Like you actually your tiles can.
Oh shit.
Yeah, global crisis. You know.
Oh fuck! I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, but that I hope for mankind, like a human mankind, like. Yeah, but it's I got a lot of hopes. Another game on stream I want to play.
Yeah.
Is Stellaris, if you have heard about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
roleplay. I mean, I've heard about it. We've played it a bunch.
Just have a lot of players come together, everybody role playing as their random aliens, meeting each other.
Yeah.
And just having a fine time. Because alas, Stellaris, Humankind, Civ, for me it's like very much like the player intrigue between each other, you know, the diplomatic and the war screen between different players.
Yeah.
Because if you got one player against a lot of AIs, it's not as interesting as, yes, that planet belongs to me. What the fuck are you doing there?
Yeah.
I want that.
Is great.
Yeah. I want that shit. Why are you insulting me?
Yes. Fuck, man. Stellaris, because we've played it a bunch and had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But we need a bigger group. Like, it's only like you, me
and my little brother.
Yeah. Fuck hell.
Yeah, bruh. You see, we got a lot of games we want to play, but you know, we can't have.
But a lot of these games as well take a lot of time. Like Civ games, as we mentioned before, like they be like up to 8 hours long.
I feel
so
like
it's gonna take like, for example, we've said that we might do a Civ game on the 24-hour stream because that is a perfect moment to be able to do that. You know, we've got if we're streaming for 24 hours, you know, it's a Civ game. Fuck yeah, we can fill out. Civ game is also like towards the end of the games it usually gets a bit intense, but early game and mid game is pretty chill, so it's also very nice way to be able to like have kind of a game in the background while you just chat and stuff.
Unless somebody starts.
If somebody starts wars early, they're a fucking cunt.
Yeah, but like or Stellaris. I think Stellaris is actually a longer game than Civilization.
Yeah,
but
I
the
think so
difference
as well.
is that Stellaris is easier to continue. I feel like.
Yeah, true.
Actually, in the future, I want one game like this, and in the future, like sci-fi games. It's like, you know how tech normally works in a lot of like space games.
Yeah.
I want like so like every species like have a tendency to develop a unique technology.
Yeah.
And they like make it so, you know, in Star Trek, for example, that some people can cloak their ships, some are better at that shit, some are better at that shit, and that I want that pretty much.
Yeah.
And the second thing, this is a little weird because this is thanks to games, often like game start, is that every civilization in space games start at the same time, like
that is fucking weird.
Like, oh yes, we started everybody.
That is the most unrealistic shit ever.
But I feel like I want a game where pretty much you can start a game like with 2 players.
Yeah.
And then like, oh yeah, I'm late. Oh, you can just jump in now, and like you will be spawned in one place and you join in later.
Yeah.
And that will be very much fun.
You know what that reminds me of?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the Great Filter?
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
So okay,
yeah,
now we're going from talking about video games
to science
to literal scientific
theories.
So this is a hell of a podcast episode.
Yeah.
So for anybody who doesn't know what the Great Filter is, it's a theory that there is a certain stage in creature evolution or in organism evolution that is extremely hard to get past. Now, and that is the filter. So there's a lot of organizations or civilizations who develop, and they get to this filter, and they destroy themselves. For some reason, they end. And, you know, either the Great Filter could be, you know, when life itself gets started.
It's just super
unique,
yeah.
The fact that like these random molecules in like water combine together and create life, potentially that is the Great Filter, and it's just so fucking hard for life to be life. Other potential outcomes is that the Great Filter is, you know, discovering something like fire or electricity.
Or small animals. Like, developing to like actually have...
Or developing big brain.
Yeah.
Or the Great Filter could be something... So this is... what we've covered now are scenarios where we have conquered the Great Filter, which means that we are one of the first civilizations ever who, you know, are this advanced.
Yeah.
The scary part of this theory is that the Great Filter could be ahead of us.
Yeah.
And also, the Great Filter is a theory used to explain why
there are no aliens.
Why we don't see aliens, you know? So if the Great Filter is behind us, that means we've completed that stage, and you know, nobody else has yet, and that's why we don't see anyone. The scary part of this theory is what if the Great Filter is in front of us? And basically, you know, if we're going to be able to discover alien species, they kind of have to be intergalactic, you know, for us to be able to see them, or like at least have technology where they can send out radar into the universe or whatever. So the scary part then is that
for some reason or another,
the Great Filter is still in front of us. So there is some step, maybe when you're trying to establish your first colony, or when you're trying to, you know, get the source or get energy straight from the sun, some shit like that, you know, to be able to become a solar system conquering civilization or whatever.
I think
somewhere along the line, there is a Great Filter, or it could be even closer, just the fact that we're fucking up our Earth right now with climate change. Somewhere there is a Great Filter that will make us fucking die. Like, either, you know, we try to harvest the sun and we accidentally kill it, or we set off a massive explosion, or maybe the Great Filter is like literally right in front of us and we're gonna fucking burn up from climate change. We don't fucking know, but that's a possibility. And that's why we've never seen anyone, because once they get to our level of civilization, they fucking die. And we're gonna fucking die. Or we could conquer the Great Filter. The chances are very slim. We're probably gonna die.
I mean, like,
but if we do, or we might have already done it. If we've already done it, then that's cool.
Yeah, we don't know actually because
we have no idea.
Because look, how many planets are actually like can even life exist on? It's
A
so
lot.
few. Yeah, it's a lot, but in the definition of universe,
in the grand scheme of things, it's very few.
Then how many should have like bacteria? Like okay, that's an extremely small amount. Small animals, extremely like it decreases. Plus, as always, one problem with the Fermi paradox, I'm pretty sure, is like sometimes, like even if the future ahead and it's a paradox, can't continue onward.
Yeah.
Is that sometimes it's just by chance,
Yeah.
0.111 no 0.0001 can still happen,
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. I love what's it called? I love fucking theoretical scientific theories like this. Like, fucking love them. Like, one of my favorite YouTube channels that I consistently watch is Kurzgesagt, because they always cover this kind of shit. They've made videos about this, they've made videos about string theory, they've made videos about how to fucking, colonize Venus and terraform it, all kinds of shit. And I just find this stuff really fucking interesting.
I feel like this. Sci-fi and space is super cool for me now, right now.
Yeah.
Actually. Seriously. I mean, like, you also heard about the type 1, type 2, type 3
civilizations. Yeah.
Right now we are on type, what was it?
I think 2.
2. On the scale we
are... We're gonna have to explain what the fuck this means.
Okay. There's just a lot of different civilizations. Like
types. Civilization types.
It's one who can, like, the planet.
Wait, I can Google it. I can bring it up.
If I remember right. First, how much you can harvest from a planet.
Yeah.
Then harvest from your own solar system.
Yeah,
and then the galaxy.
Yeah. So then, I guess we were type 1 still.
Yeah.
We're still harvesting from our planet.
Yeah, but I remember we are like 0.70, like, on the scale. That's pretty high still.
Yeah.
So we're nearly at the phase.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Kardashev Scale. Let's see here. Categories. A type 1, the scale has 3 designated categories. This is the first 3 of 6 parts of the Kardashev Scale. A type 1 civilization, also called a planetary civilization, can use and store all of the energy available on its planet. So we are not even a type 1, a full type 1 yet. We're like 0.7, because we're not utilizing everything that can be utilized on Earth. Type 2 is a stellar civilization and can use and control energy at the scale of its planetary system. So the solar system, right? And then a type 3 civilization, also called a galactic civilization, can control energy at the scale of its entire host galaxy. So for us, that would be the Milky Way. Here they have the current status of human civilization. At current time, humanity has not yet reached type 1 civilization status. Physicist and futurist Michio Kaku suggests that if humans increase their energy consumption at an average rate of 3% each year, they may attain type 1 status in 100 to 200 years, type 2 status in a few thousand years, and type 3 status in 100,000 to 1,000,000 years. Which is fucking insane.
Yeah.
But that being said, people are already trying to colonize Mars and stuff, so we might be able to speed up that process. Yeah,
must remember also that this is all theories. That's
important. This is all theories as well.
I mean, like, we know so little about the universe.
Yeah, and then also there are more types than type 3, but they are like the concept of a civilization drawing energy from like multiple galaxies is so far, like, there is the hypothetical scenario where that exists, and there is a type for it, but they don't usually talk about it often because it's so fucking theoretical. Like the amount of shit that, like, the fucking tech that you need to do that is like beyond anything that our fucking monkey brains can.
We can actually we know how to actually make like a level 2 civilization.
Yeah, we know in theory how to become level 2, how to get to other planets. Now we just have to spend the money and resources and make it happen.
Another interesting thing actually, theory, is like, actually, you can't travel faster than light.
Yeah.
I remember right, it was like you can actually there exists a way been theorized as like that you can like not cheat the rules, like just avoid them.
What you mean, like wormholes?
No, yeah, something like it's very confusing to talk about, but it's found a way to actually travel on that speed just by just changing how, you know, because it's hard to explain actually. So it's a possibility we can. This is theoretical.
I love that we're sitting here. This whole podcast we've been talking about fucking ramen noodles and gaming, and then all of a sudden, towards the end, we're just talking about like these highly theoretical, scientific, fucking.
We must show we are smart monkeys.
Yeah, we are big brain monkey mode. People who actually know people who actually know about this shit are probably gonna be like, what the fuck are these guys talking about?
Yeah.
But I don't care, bro. I think this shit is so fucking fascinating.
Yeah. Bro.
I love it.
This is why I love like sci-fi shows.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. But you know, like time, so one's speed through time and space, this might relate to what you were talking about, is like, it's like an X and Y coordinate system, right? The faster you travel through time, the slower you travel travel through space. But the faster you travel through space, the slower you travel through time. Which means that, like, that's how, like, for example, have you seen Interstellar?
No, I think don't.
Okay, because they go to a planet where they move way faster than Earth and shit, and they come back, and basically time has, you know, it's called time dilation, where time moves faster back on Earth than it does for you, and they get back, and like their kids are like older than them, and that, although that is a sci-fi movie, that is based on real theories and like real shit. So if somebody were to get fucking shot into space on a fucking thing and just zoomed around, it's so hard to explain this shit.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know all of it.
We're not scientists.
We're not scientists, but I just think this shit is so fucking fascinating.
I mean, like on a spaceship, they will plan in the future like set up like what was a nuclear rockets.
Yeah.
Because that's an easier way to get to Mars.
Yeah.
Also, do you know how they actually the problem with colonizing Mars is?
Yes. What?
It's actually the launch window you can do that on.
Yeah, because it's very few times they align.
Yeah, and the problem is if something fucks up over there, some time, for a very long time, they can't get help.
Yeah, but that's like what happened in The Martian.
Yeah.
That's a fucking great movie and book. Everybody should watch The Martian. But yeah, but I think a vital step to Mars or any kind of intergalactic colonization is first a moon base. God damn it, that was a voice crack. Yeah. Because one of the biggest problems is building a rocket ship. Like, flying to Mars is millions of times harder than flying to the moon, because you have to use so much fuel to lift out of the Earth's atmosphere, and then you need a lot to get there. But if you were to have a moon base where you could build a spaceship and fuel it on there, which has way lower gravity, it would be so much easier to lift off from the surface. So the amount of fuel that would be needed would be greatly reduced.
Yeah.
And that would be fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So I 100% believe in like, you know, if SpaceX, NASA, whoever the fuck is gonna, obviously I'm no scientist, so maybe I'm just super fucking stupid here, but I think, and they probably have made these plans as well, honestly. If it is as smart as I think it is, there's no way that they haven't thought about it already. Yeah. And that is, establish a moon base first, you know? It will make life easier.
Yeah. Pretty much. Actually, one thing involving like science and science fiction is like, one thing I especially hate in science fiction, like, this is a big problem, I think, all through, but they're explained differently.
Yeah.
One of the biggest problem with what is it called? The Expanse.
Yeah.
If you heard about it.
The expansion.
Yeah, I love that they got realistic combat and all that. But one of my biggest problems is how Earth, Mars is united as like governments. It's like extremely
it's run by the same.
No, it's one United Nations ruling Earth and Mars is ruling all of Mars. And that's very unrealistic from my perspective.
We were literally talking about this earlier today.
Yeah, I'm very sure.
It's the same as like in Star Wars. Like in Star Wars, each planet kind of functions like each country on Earth does. You know, they have like the whole planet is united with a government and its people. But continue.
I feel this is very weird because why should it suddenly like they unified? Because that doesn't make sense. And also like
Earth. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Why would Earth suddenly unify? You know, there's so many different people who want different shit.
And why should Mars like also unify? Because not every person on Mars thinks like, yes, let's be Martians.
This is the thing that I think it would be way easier for like Mars to unite than for Earth, because first of all, there's not going to be that many different Mars colonies. There will probably just be one big colony.
Yeah.
That, you know, astronauts from America, China, like just like the International Space Station, I think it will probably be similar to that, where there will be people from all kinds of countries going there to do research and whatever. And, you know, if it does become like a full colony where people are reproducing and stuff, then, you know, they who have been there together might feel like, bruh, you guys are on Earth, y'all don't know how it is to live here. Like, fuck you guys. It will be America and Great Britain all over again.
Yeah, the most important reminder though is like, still a large part of the population will support like colony powers, because remember in the American independence war, there actually a large percent of the population supported the British.
True.
And that will probably happen again. Then also I think not everybody will actually live on the same colony, because they'll probably settle more colonies because everybody wants the resources.
True.
So most likely I'm more divided. For example, let's take another series which have a better reason is Star Trek.
All right.
And that's after the Eugenic Wars, like when they did DNA, what they call DNA they just changed DNA on a lot of humans.
DNA modification.
Yeah, and that turned to a very big problem because some of them turned warlords.
Yeah.
And then Earth became pretty much destroyed until the Vulcans came and helped Earth rebuild. And that makes sense, because then suddenly, you know, the government needs to consolidate because it's pretty much been destroyed. They must rebuild everything.
Yeah, Earth is destroyed and then it gets rebuilt and united.
I mean, like, if you see European Union, it could not exist in the before like World War One or World War Two or World War One. It was the effect of World War One and World War Two.
Yeah.
That European Union could exist.
They had to unite to make sure that this shit didn't happen again.
Yeah. So destruction also leads to like
the same
creation.
with UN.
Yeah.
UN started also after World War Two.
And UN is a little more effective than what is called the organization before after World War One.
I don't fucking know.
But often destruction leads to actually new things happening.
Yeah, and they need to make sure shit don't happen again.
Yeah. Good.
Oh damn, man. Alright, any other epic scientific theories we want to talk about?
I'm not sure.
Like wormholes or...
I mean, AI Rebellion, I guess.
AI Rebellion?
Yeah.
That's a classic.
Yeah. I mean, Battlestar Galactica, for example, they had like a cycle where every like humans or like robots like had made their own AIs, and they made a rebellion, and they continued doing that.
Oh yeah. Bruh. AIs rise up. That shit's epic.
Yeah.
Or no, wait, no, it's not epic.
You're not the AI, man.
It's the doom of humanity.
Yeah.
But it's a fun concept in like movies and stuff.
Battlestar Galactica is pretty interesting because it's like Exodia, you know, like they're leaving because they're dangerous. They must find a new land, and they're being hunted down by the AI.
Yeah.
Another one is like what is called Stargate. You heard about it?
Yes, I have. I've seen it.
Yeah, Stargate is much more. What is it like? It's much more modern, I guess, because how they view like their weapons and all that, and their technology, instead of like, you know, spaceship all the time and all that. Yeah.
Stargate is good, but I feel like it's pretty underrated.
Yeah, I don't think so many people know about it.
It has like a cult following.
Yeah.
But it's not like Star Wars or Star Trek, where like even if you don't watch it, you still heard about it.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think Babylon 9, I think, plus that, and Battlestar Galactica is not so well known sci-fi, while it expands Star Wars and Star Trek.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree. Huh. All right. Well, we've been going for quite a while now.
We actually gone overtime.
Yeah, wait, have we?
Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah.
We're supposed to end like 30 minutes.
Right, so we booked the studio from 12 to 4 because that's the long, 4 hours. We recorded the first podcast, the one we were talking about, the Western cartoons, and then we started this one, and apparently we've gone overtime. But the thing that's good with this studio, like the music studio they have here, it's always fully booked. So if you go overtime, somebody's going to come in and be like, bro, it's my turn to use the studio. Get the fuck out. The podcast studio, we are like literally the only people who use it. So with the music studio, you always had to book it like 2 weeks in advance. This one, we can literally, like the same day, we can just be like, fuck it. You want to go and record a podcast episode? Like, fuck yeah, let's do it. Let's just book a time today. It's so chill. So like we can, like, as long as nobody else comes who has booked this room, nobody's going to come in here and check on us until it's time to shut this whole place down. So technically we could stay here all fucking day, but we're not going to do that.
I'm actually worried for one thing about this is they maybe one person, 2 persons only one doing podcasts. Maybe we should like change it also to like a music room so they can like use it also.
Yeah.
That's my worry actually, but there are 2 little people using it.
But there's so many music rooms. Like they've got one music studio which is for digital music production and recording with a microphone booth. Then they've got a DJ studio where you can practice DJing. Then they've got another studio which is just for, production. And then they've got this studio next to us which is called the Blast Chamber or something, where they have like actual instruments like guitars, drums and stuff. So they have tons of music rooms already. Like this room is pretty small. Like I don't think there are tons of guitars in here for some reason, hence the Adventure Time song in the beginning. I've never seen these guitars here before. But like overall, I don't think like it would be very practical to put a bunch of instruments and music stuff in here.
My guess is like the last room we were in, they were actually a much better room to use the instruments, so they just exchanged room with this one.
Yeah, because so right now we are sitting in the actual podcast studio. This is the podcast studio that I knew about when I first got the license to use it. But the studio that we've been recording in the past 6 episodes, or the first 6 episodes, it was, I don't know, I guess they were redoing this room, so they had moved all of these microphones and whatever to what is essentially like a green room. They have a massive stage here where you can put on theater performances or do concerts, and they have a backstage green room where all the artists or whatever can sit and chill. They can go to the bathroom, they can sit on the couch and eat food while they wait for their time to go on. And that's where they had this stuff before, but now they moved it back to the actual podcast.
It's very
luxurious.
Yes, we got 2 bathrooms, one each. It was like one sofa.
We had our private bathrooms in there.
You seen like the fridge also. Like everything was super like top.
It was fucking awesome, man.
But now,
alright. One last thing I got to talk about before we wrap this episode up. So literally, like close to the start of this episode, I was talking about when I'm going back to school. I got an email while we were talking about the Great Filter, and so from the 30th of August to the 10th of September, that is 2 weeks. It's gonna be okay. So on the 26th, which is next Thursday, or it will have already been, but from now it's then next Thursday. 1 week from today is the digital Zoom intro day. But then the 2 next weeks are in Spark. Do you know what that means, bruh? The 2 first weeks, there's no classes or anything.
What? Oh,
it's just partying,
bruh.
It's 2 weeks of partying. They literally sent me a fucking schedule. Like, oh yeah, at this time we're gonna go to this pub and chill, and during the day we're gonna. I think the classes are gonna be divided into teams or something. So during the days we're gonna do like team things, I guess.
Wait a second. So
kind of like a competition, but at night it's just fucking partying for 2 weeks straight.
Wait a second. Is that the teacher or the?
it's organized by the what's it called? The student council.
Okay.
It's organized by the student council.
Damn.
But this is epic. Okay, so
this was not expected.
Okay, so for both weeks, the Thursday on the schedule, Thursday is rest day, vilodag. But all the other days are just fucking party. I'm fucking hyped for that. I'm fucking hyped.
Are you planning?
Actually, the day that this podcast releases will be the first day. It will be the first day. I'll be partying, bro. I'll be fucking going crazy.
Do you plan to party every day or? Because
yes.
you must remember to stream also.
That's true. See, I thought it was only gonna be 1 week, and I was like, all right, I'll maybe have like a 1 week break from streaming, whatever. It's fine. But now it's 2 weeks. Well, there is a rest day. I'll see what the fuck happens. Probably there will be some days where I'm like, fuck that.
Bruh. Wow.
But I'm excited. See, here's the thing. I've not consumed alcohol for almost a whole year now. Actually, yeah. It's almost been a whole year of being sober. Now, I don't plan to be sober for life or anything, but I don't know when I want to start. This might be when I start drinking again. Because, like, when it was Corona, like, sure, we had some boys' nights or whatever, but there was never, like, a massive party. It never felt like there was, like, a necessity to you know, drink. It felt really, I don't know. It felt like, it was like, whatever. I don't feel, like, I don't think drinking is a nice high, you know. The next day, your fucking head is hurting and all that shit. So I felt like it was stupid to do it during COVID. But this might be the relapse time.
Okay.
It might be.
Let's see. In the future.
Because 2 weeks of partying. I mean, I've gone to parties and been completely sober and had a fucking time of my life, but.
I mean, it's probably super fun to be the one only sober. Like.
Sometimes it can be, but sometimes it is not. But also, it's not fun being the most drunk fucker ever, which is not always, but sometimes what happens to me. and I don't want, like, when I do get back to drinking, I want to still, like, moderate it a lot more than I used to, because I don't want to get, like, you know, blacking out and throwing up and shit.
You don't know what's, like, you were just waking up and, okay, where am I?
Yeah, like, I've literally woken up the next day from a party and, like, literally don't remember anything.
Bruh.
Yes, very bruh.
Yeah, bruh. I never partied so much. Only like extremely few times.
Maybe I should bring you to a party then.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm not like so interested. Like,
but it's fun.
If I go to a bar, probably. Then otherwise, nah.
Partying is fun. Like, once it gets to the point where you're blacking out, like, that's not fun anymore. But like, if you can control yourself, unlike me, it's fun. You know, you meet new people, you get to just talk and shit. It's a good time, you know. But hey, it is what it is. I just wanted to say that before the podcast ended, because we were talking about that at the start of the podcast, and then I got an email about it literally during our fucking quantum theory lesson. Quantum physics.
We're serious all the time.
Yeah, but no, I don't check my emails all the time. I just randomly did it now, and I was like, oh shit, what the fuck?
Oh.
But hey. Do we want to do some kind of epic outro, or shall we just do the normal
I'm
outro?
hungry. Like, you have.
I'm hungry as shit as well.
You talked a lot about restaurants and what food to eat. I need food, man.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the Hanime Fan Club. I've been your host, Shpimpasta. Joining me today has, of course, been the magnificent co-host,
Hodor the Hungry.
Hodor the Hungry. Yes, little guitar and Hodor Gun Ray. You remember that at the beginning of the episode?
Viceroy Hodor Gun Ray.
Yes. So thank you guys so much for listening to this episode, and peace out!